Hello everyone. So today we're going to talk about present simple tense. And we'll see how should we form our sentences in present simple. First thing we have to know is that whenever we have I, you, we, they, our verb in present simple will be verb in infinitive. What is infinitive? Infinitive basically is our verb without any additions. So play will be play, go will be go, eat will be eat. Okay? The second thing we should know is that he, she, it, we will add to our verb s or es. Okay? So these two things you have to put them in your mind. The first thing is that when you have I, we, they, you, our verb will be in infinitive. And the second thing is that whenever you have he, she, it, we will add to our verb s or es. So play will be plays, she plays, he eats, or it snows, it rains. Okay? So put these in your mind because we will use them. So the second thing is we should know our keywords, okay? The keywords that refer to present simple. So we have every, it could be every day, every year, every month, every week. It could be also every morning, every night. The second thing is always, and then usually, and then often, and then sometimes, and then never. Okay, these are the most common keywords. Okay, let's move to some examples. Of course, examples help everyone to understand more. So our examples. The first example is the sun rises in the east. Okay, the sun rises in the east. This sentence is in present simple, but you might be asking, why did we put it in present simple, although here we don't have any keyword? We don't have any keyword here, right? So why did we put it in present simple? The answer is really easy, because it's a fact. So put in your mind, whenever you have facts are things that are true and you can't change them. Okay, so the sun rises in the east is a fact. You know that the sun rises in the east. Okay, so whenever you have facts, you use present simple. Put this in your mind. Okay, this is the first thing. The second sentence, the teacher never speaks Arabic in the class. The teacher never speaks Arabic in the class. Here also, we don't have keywords, right? You can't see any keyword here. But why did we put as, or why did we use present simple? Also, the answer is really easy, because it's a habit. What is a habit? Habit is things that you do regularly or you keep doing in your daily life. It's like a routine, kind of. So, things you do in your life and you used to do it, okay? These are habits. So, whenever you have a habit, you will use present simple also. So the teacher, it's a habit for our teacher that she doesn't speak Arabic in the class. So the teacher never speaks Arabic in the class. Also, here we have never as a keyword. That's correct. This is our keyword as well. That's correct. But if we deleted never, it's fine. We can say the teacher speaks Arabic in the class. It's still correct. Because this is a habit, okay? This is something the teacher is used to. Okay, let's move to the third one. They usually play football in the club. Oh, here we have a keyword. Here we have usually as a keyword, right? So usually is our keyword, and then we have they. And because we have they, our verb is in infinitive or without any additions. We don't add s or es to it because we have they. If it was she usually plays. But they usually play. If it was we usually play. I usually play, or they usually play, or you usually play. So our verb will be in infinitive. Okay? Let's move to the next one. So she studies her lessons every day. She studies her lessons every day. We have our keyword, which is every. Every is our keyword. And then, because we have she, we added es here. If it was he also, we would add es also. Okay, and we have the keyword, so it's in present simple. Okay, so if it's clear, we will move to another thing. But if you couldn't understand, you can just play it again and listen to what I said, and hopefully you will get it. So if you want to make or change into negative and ask a question in present simple. So for example, here is I always travel to London in summer. Okay, I always travel to London in summer. Always is our keyword, and this sentence is in present. It's present simple. It's clear because we have always here as a keyword, and I didn't I didn't add any s, sorry, because I have I. Okay. If you want to make negative, what should we do? If you want to make negative, our subject, which is I'll put it as it is. The only difference when we want to make negative to present simple is that if you have I, we, you, they, I will put don't. If I'm changing it into negative, I'll put don't. Okay? If I have she, he, it, I'll put doesn't. Okay? So I don't. And then I complete my sentence as it is. I don't always travel to London in summer. I don't travel to London in summer. You can add always or you can delete it. It's fine. Okay? So put in your mind, this is the most important thing. You can't say I doesn't. It's wrong. It's totally wrong. Okay? You will say I don't. They don't. We don't. You don't. Okay? So if you want to ask a question, how should we form our question? So for asking a question, we have several steps. The first step is that you have to think what you want to ask about. Okay, you have to think, you have to read your sentence again and think what you want to ask about. Do you want to ask about a place, or you want to ask about a time or a person, depending on your sentence, okay? Or about an action. So you'll see here we have two things. We have a place and a time. Okay? So, for example, I want to ask about a place. I want to ask about London, which is a place. Okay? Okay, I want to ask about a place. I'll think with myself, what is my question word for the place? It's where. Where we use it for asking about a place. So my question word is where. Okay. The second step, or the third step actually, is that we should have our helping verb. So the third step is our helping verb. Here, I told you guys, here, do. We use do because we don't have he, she, or it. Because of that, we use do. And then the third step is the subject, which is you. But why? Why did we use you and we didn't use I as it is here? Because put this in your mind as well. Whenever you have I and we in your sentence and then you want to ask, of course you won't ask yourself. Okay? So you will change it to you. Where do you? Okay? Whenever you have I or we, you change it to you. Okay? So where, and because also it's you, so you put do. Okay? Where do you? And then always you complete your sentence, but you will delete the part that you're asking about. So if you're asking about a place, you will delete the place. So where do you always travel in summer? Okay? So someone else wants to ask about the time. Okay? So I would say, when do you always travel to London? When do you always travel to London? I deleted summer or in summer because I'm asking about it. Okay, let's move to another sentence which we have she. Okay? Mona sometimes goes shopping with her mother. Okay? So let's see if you want to change it to negative. How should we do it? Negative, of course, I put Mona as it is. I'll not change Mona to Sarah, of course, or to Ali. No, I'll put Mona as it is, okay? Mona. The second step is that Because I have Muna and it's a she, right? So I put doesn't because it's a she. And the same thing applies to he. If I had Muhammad, if I had Ali, if I had he, we put doesn't. Muna or she, sorry, we put doesn't as well. Okay? So Muna doesn't. Okay, go. Why didn't I say goes? Why did I say Muna doesn't go? Because doesn't absorbs the S. So you have to delete the S on your verb. Okay? It's like a sponge. It absorbs the S. So whenever you're using doesn't, you'll delete the S from your verb. So Mona doesn't go. Mona doesn't eat. If it was eat, you will say Mona doesn't eat because doesn't absorb the S. Okay? So Mona doesn't go shopping with her mother. You can add sometimes, you can delete it as you want. It's fine, okay? It's changeable because if you want to ask a question also, the first thing, the first step, the steps for asking question is the same, okay guys? It's the same. They never change. But you have to put actually the steps in the right way. Don't put step 2 before step 1, you know? So I'm thinking what I want to ask about here. The most obvious thing is a place, which is shopping, right? So okay, it's a place. So I will ask about a place. I will say where. Okay, where. Our helping verb will be does. Why? Because we have Muna. Muna is a she, right? So because Muna is a she, I'll use does. Okay, now we're talking about present simple, guys, because through taking the tenses, our helping verb will change. I'm talking about present simple. When your sentence is in present simple, you will use either do or does, depending on your subject. My subject here is she, which is Muna. So she, I'll use does. Where does? This is my helping verb. Does. And then my subject, which is Muna. So where does Muna? Go. Look, go. I deleted the S because I put does here. And does observes the S. Okay? So where does Mona go? Sometimes with her mother, or you can say where does Mona sometimes go with her mother. It's fine. Both of them are correct because sometimes or all the keywords are changeable. You can change their places. It's fine. But of course, you can't put it between your question word and your helping verb. Of course, no. Okay. So here you can put where does Mona sometimes go with her mother, or where does Mona go sometimes with her mother. It's the same. The most important thing is that you know when you should use your question word. This is the first thing. You should know what helping verb you should use, and you should know that if you're using does, you have to delete the s or es. Hope you enjoyed and write all the things that we were talking about on a paper and study them well.